We're no longer at light speed. We're at ludicrous speed. Hey there, we're back with another video. And today I have decided to give the Dell Vostro here a well-deserved upgrade. We're gonna give this thing an SSD. I ended up going with the Kingston A400 120GB SSD, mainly because I'm only going to be using this as a boot drive, so the only thing that's going to be on this drive is Windows and probably some smaller files. Don't get me wrong, this system is still fairly usable with the hard drive, but in 2020, you're missing out if you're not having an SSD in your system. And I've decided that we're just going to be doing a clean installation on the SSD because one, we're going from a 1 terabyte hard drive to a 120 gigabyte SSD, so that's going to be way too small to just merge that partition. And number two, I don't really have a whole lot of experience with moving Windows installations to another drive, especially if it's smaller. So it's honestly not a big deal because I'm not really going to be putting a whole lot of important data on this PC because, as I mentioned a few videos back when I was setting up this computer, this system is only going to be used for testing purposes and as a secondary system, so it doesn't bother me that we'll have to reinstall Windows. Also, check this out. We finally have better lighting conditions. I got myself a clip-on lamp for the desk. It's nice. You can finally see what I'm doing. There it is. That's really nice. Solid, well made. Okay, so mounting the SSD is going to be a bit of a challenge because there are no 2.5-inch drive bays in the system, which, you know, that's totally fine, of course. I'm not mad about that. Just trying to think where we should put this. Because another issue I have is these are the only extra SATA cables I have. And originally I was going to put the SSD up here in the 5 1/4 inch drive bay because I have this this 5 1/4 to 2.5 inch drive bay adapter, but none of my SATA cables are long enough to actually reach the SATA ports, so we won't be able to put our SSD up there until we get longer cables. But then as I looked closer in the case, I realized that there's some room right behind the card reader where I could put the SSD. I was looking at that and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, it sticks out quite a bit, but you know, it's an SSD, there's no moving parts. I'm not really concerned about it flapping around in there. And then I looked at it closer and I realized that if I put it here, the cable will be able to reach perfectly fine. So I think that's where we're going to put our SSD. You know what we're going to need to install our SSD? Our handy dandy ding, screwdriver, of course. That was a Blue's Clues reference. I watched way too much Blue's Clues growing up. And again, didn't everybody? It was a great show. Oh, wait a second. Oh, those screws actually need to be there to hold in the card reader. So, okay, I didn't take that into account. Well, just out of curiosity, I wonder what happens if we just thread through the screw. Let's see here. Well, let's see. It might still work because the threading on the screw still sticks out even when the when it's screwed into the card reader. So I wonder if we can use the rest of that threading to hold the SSD in place. I know we're kind of MacGyvering things together, but that's what we do on this channel, damn it. that holds it in place, surprisingly. I don't really like how much it sticks out though. I wonder if we could move that further back. Maybe. Let me see here. Let's see. Screw hole, where are you? It's kind of hard to do this when you can't see a damn thing. Come on, buddy, work with me. Come on, buddy, work with me here. I'm trying to figure out how to do that because it's really hard to see in there and it's really hard to keep this thing in place. I wonder if we're just going to use the cables to keep the SSD in place. It's not ideal, but sometimes you just got to work with what you got. Damn it, I just realized we have another issue. We don't have enough SATA power connectors. We have 2 down there on the hard drive. We got 2 up there with the optical drives, but there aren't any on this power supply that are like right in this general area. That's a problem. Well, let's see. We might be able to do this because there's this one right here that's just dangling right here. It's around the same area where I want to put the SSD. So as long as it doesn't have to be reversed, it should be okay. There we go. And it should just be able to hold it in place like that. Make sure that it doesn't get in the CPU fan. There we go, we'll just twist the cable like that. It's fine. Oh, come on. Son of a gun. There we go. I don't like how much stress is being put on this cable here because it just barely reaches. Trying to think here. Okay, we're gonna try something else here. I don't like this idea, but we could just stick the SSD in between these 2 hard drives. That's going to create a lot of vibration noise, and I'm not entirely sure what the shielding is like on this SSD, if that's going to affect any performance at all. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh no, it's like a centimeter short. No. Damn it. I don't know how well you can see this or not, but it's long enough to where it can touch the SATA connector, but it's not long enough to actually get in there. Damn it. So close yet so far. I'm getting upset. Okay, let's do that. And then connect this there. Gotta make sure that it's... No, that's still not long enough. Damn it. This is tough. Screw it. The connector is just going to have to be under stress constantly. We're just going to put the SSD up here. It'll work. Beautiful. SSD installed. It's not the prettiest job in the world, and I don't like it, but if it works, it works. See, we need someone like Jirago1 on this channel. Someone who's installed SSDs many times in places where it really shouldn't fit, but it does, because he's a master at that. I once saw him installing an SSD inside of a Apple Power Mac G4 Cube, and somehow pulled it off. I don't know how he does it, but that guy is a master at installing SSDs. All right, let's see here. SATA 1, that's our 1 terabyte hard drive. SATA 2, empty. SATA 3, that's our DVD drive. SATA 4, hey, there we go. There's our Kingston 120 gigabyte SSD. So let's do our first boot device being the Kingston drive, and our second being the hard drive. That should do it. So F10, save configuration, and actually no, we don't want to do that yet, because we're going to be installing Windows 10 from a flash drive, because it's going to be much faster. I made sure to make a USB boot drive before making this video, because I don't want to wait around all night for Windows 10 to install. Hell no. All right, let's plug in our flash drive, save changes, and let's go. Hey, there we go. Install now. Luckily, I made sure to back up any data that I wanted to keep off of the hard drive, especially the drivers, because I don't want to look for those again, because screw that. Okay, and I think we chose Windows 10 Pro last time. So we'll do just that. And it sees both our hard drive and the SSD. So I think we're just going to use the entire drive of the SSD for Windows, just to make things easy. So apply to ensure that all Windows features work correctly. Windows might create additional partitions. Yeah, I know. That's totally fine. Okay. And then later on, when we have everything all set up, I'll go into disk management and wipe the hard drive so that we can use both the SSD and the hard drive space in Windows, which shouldn't be all that difficult to do, knock on wood. All right, let's do this. This is gonna take slightly less time than using a DVD. Also, I'm not entirely sure why, but even though we're using the SSD, the hard drive is still like chugging along, even though I'm not using it. Here, listen. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Oh wow, yeah, this is already going a lot faster. Even though we're only using USB 2, it's still a lot faster than using a DVD. And no, I'm not going to sit here and record the entire Windows installation process like I did last time. You've all seen that before, and honestly, I don't want to edit that much footage. So this is what you get. All right, restart that bitch. Oh crap, we're still booting from the flash drive, damn it. Okay, let's try that again. Rule of thumb, always make sure you eject your installation media, otherwise you're going to be sitting in a loop. Idiot. Oh my god, that's way faster. SSDs will never cease to amaze me. I've only owned 2 in my life. Well, technically 3 if you count my laptop's SSD. And yeah, they are fascinating things. Once you go SSDs, you never go back. I'm not gonna lie, it'll always be really weird to see the hard drive indicator light and not hear any noise. It will always be really weird to me. Now we have some important setup to do. Well, as long as it's faster than using the hard drive. Wow, yeah, this is, it's going so fast. We're no longer at light speed. We're at ludicrous speed. And hey, look at that. That statement is no longer false. Because with the SSD, it'll finally only take several minutes, not several hours. It's no longer a false statement. Just as a test, I want to see how much faster things are. So let's open up Edge. Oh wow, that's like instant. Let's go to google.com. Oh wow, that's a lot faster. So now all we have to do, oh, what? Oh, it's installing drivers right now. I was really worried for a second there. I'm like, why did the screen go black? It's because it's installing drivers, silly. But yes, the only thing that we have left to do is plugging in my portable hard drive, which has all of the backed up files as well as drivers, get those installed, and get everything all up and running, just how it was before. And of course, you know, formatting the old hard drive. So let's do just that. I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, we're back. So I got the system to a point that I'm happy with for now. Obviously, I still have a lot of work to do, but I can always come back and do that later. So I installed most of the updates, I installed most of the drivers, I installed most of the software. I did a quick boot time test, and compared to the hard drive, which took about 15 to 20 seconds, the system from cold boot gets to the login screen in 5 seconds. That is crazy. That is a huge difference. And you know, overall the system is a lot more responsive because of that SSD. So that is a win in my book. So I think we're gonna call it quits for tonight. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.